Oh, hello. How are you? I'm Eric. I'm the head of talking and Anyhow, here I am face to face, just a couple of silver spoons. And I got tired of fucking around with music stuff, with beats I was playing with mostly. I'm playing the guitar too, but got tired of fudging around with fudge. Stop playing with your fudge, Eric. Do something useful for once. For example, maybe you should explain what Rue, Vi, Cat, and Nix all have in common. Oh, sure, they're all three-letter words, but that's not what I'm going for here. Rue, Vi, Cat, and Nix. What do they all have in common? That is the question you are being asked by me today. What do the words Rue, Vi, Cad, and Nix all have in common, besides being three-letter words, of course? Sure, they're all three-letter words. So is and but and cat and dog. Being a three-letter word by itself is not especially interesting. I'm going pee right now, if you're wondering. I'm peeing out here behind the house. Letting the spirit of urine capture my heart. Of course, it's pretty easy to capture my heart. All you gotta do is let me go pee. I guess all you have to do is be my bladder and penis. And urethra. And my Aretha Franklin. R-E-S. Every time I hear that R-E-S part, I assume she's going to say resurrection. Ressurrection. Instead she says something else. Reese's Pieces, I think. But does it really surprise anyone that Aretha Franklin is super into Reese's Pieces? Or was. I think she's dead now. But I guess, like, on the day before she died, she finally got the respect she was looking for. She got a certificate of participation from a local school administrator. She said, "Wow, finally I feel so respected." Okay, I'm done going pee now, so we can chat, you and I. Let us go then, you and I, while the city is spread out against the sky like an etherized patient upon the table. The love song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Do you have Prince Albert in a can? Well, then let him go. Look at this big mushroom here. I wonder if you can eat this kind of mushroom. I'm not a big believer in fucking around with mushrooms, obviously. I don't want to, die of poison or whatever. And I also don't like mushrooms. So why would I eat them? I do, however, like world peace. So if you are also in favor of world peace, Prophet all Eric all Strauss-Uden. respect. So do you think she wants to reserve P for her every care and thought? What ECT stands for? Probably something shrooms good. Psilocybin, something shrooms good. I like psilocybin mushrooms for their impacts upon me, but I don't like to eat them because eating them is gross. Because they are, after all, fungus, mushrooms. I have to play around with some music stuff a bit this morning. Didn't get anything accomplished, but I don't even have my sound card plugged in. Just fucking around with some beats. Thinking about re-recording 100,000 million years ago. I was trying to find I was trying to put together like the exact right drums for it, But as usual, I get distracted partway through. I did come up with, I think, are probably straightforward, effective enough beat for that song. But then I spent a lot of time fucking around in LLMS, whatever it's called. Playing beat maker, bonga player, pew 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 pew, like that. Do an Amanita Musica someday. What is that? I have no idea what that is. Thank you. You're a wonderful man, Boba Fett, for liking my music. Some of it. Which ones? The ones that you do like, you're a wonderful man for liking them. Amanita muscaria. I have no idea what that is. Find out what it means to me. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Can you find out just a little bit what respect means to me? If you're not even interested in finding out what it means to me, I think we can conclude that you don't respect me. Maybe because I'm Aretha Franklin and you don't like my music. Does she have any other songs besides that song? It's like, can anybody think of an Aretha Franklin song besides Respect? I can't. I really doubt that any such song exists, frankly. I think it's time for me to put this aloe outside. Obviously, I need to get some potting soil so I can put it into more dirt. But, it's not that cold right now. It's not going to be snowing anytime soon, apparently, so I could just put this, I don't know, like over here or something. Could do with a bit of polish. Most of my stuff, almost everything I've ever made or written, could use a bit of polish. Polish isn't really my strong suit. I wouldn't be called. I'm more Polish than I am Polish. Okay, let me go put a couple of woodland cutlets out for the woodland friends, because I've been kind of lax on giving them cutlets because it's been raining, Okay, yes, I'm kind of hog wild at the cutlass this morning. I put the rest of this whole bag out there. I mean, it was like, it was less than half a bag probably, but I normally don't put out that much cutlets at once. But since I've been neglecting the woodland friends, I figure it wouldn't hurt to get them a few more cutlets today than usual. Now look, I got a new pooper scooper here. Because the metal one, after all this scooping, finally broke. This one has advantages over the metal one and also disadvantages. It's not a clear-cut race. It's like, I was thinking, oh, this isn't going to be as good as the metal one. Well, I have to lean over more because the metal one has this long handle on it, see. But you'll see all the scooping finally broke it. So I got this little one. It's got a shorter handle, but and it doesn't sift as well. But it's not as good as the metal one, let's face it. It's not as good as the metal one was when it worked. I could try to fix the metal one, potentially. Is it our obligation to follow our dreams? NATO, everyone. NATO? What was my job? I used to be a competition debate coach. Diana days. That was my job. What is my job? Well, I don't really have a job right now, but starting soon, Rachel and I are going to be doing property management. Like, we're buying this house down the street, which we're going to rent out as a vacation rental, and then we're going to basically be like verboers, verboers. So we've got a good plan to try to extract as much income from this one property. Now, it doesn't say I would still be a dog in heat, show me to. It says I would still be on my feet. Well, close, though. I'm curious. I'm really interested in Diana Day's question. Is it our obligation to follow our dreams, what we like most? And then somebody says, what's the alternative to that? And Diana Day says, not following it and living a comfortable life. No, we're not moving again. We were buying a house just down the street. And so it's going to be perfect for us to rent out as a vacation rental. It's 3-bedroom, 1 bath. And it's a little like, it's not nearly as nice as this house, but it's in good shape. It's in really good shape. It's just not as fancy as this house, And we're planning on renting it out for vacation rentals. And the way that we're going to make ours stand out a little bit from the other vacation rentals that people might choose, because the house isn't that pimping or anything. It's going to be a lower price vacation rental probably. But we're going to make it stand out by including the following thing in your rental. If you rent our vacation rental, it comes with, for gas cost of $25 a day, use of the little wilderness car. And since we're right here, tucked in, we're between Sierra National Forest, Yosemite National Forest, we've got multiple wilderness roads to go on. You can get to easily from that house with a little wilderness car. So I think that that's going to attract some people to come choose our rental, And I also think that the other thing we're going to say about the rental is 420 inside, okay. Please smoke cigarettes outside. Now, I know that if I were looking for a vacation rental and I saw one that said, yes, you can smoke pot inside the house, I would jump at it. I would be like, okay, we got to get that one. I don't know if other people have the same priorities I do, but it occurs to me that maybe that's pretty rare that you can find a rental where you're allowed to smoke weed inside of it. So that might attract some additional people to look at it, to check it out as a vacation rental as well. If, however, after a certain stretch of time, the vacation rental plan doesn't really work out, like we're not getting enough people to rent it, then we'll go back to our original plan, which was to uh, use it as a monthly rental. Well, yeah, but it's possible that Delilah could point me to some people who want rentals or whatever. But I think the way to do it is to list it on Verbo and Airbnb and just let those places do their work. So, as far as following your dreams, well, I've never really followed my dreams, Diana Days, because I guess I've never really known what they are. I mean, you could say my central dream is to become as famous as I can possibly get. I want to be known by every single person in the world. That would be my ideal situation. But I do a terrible job of making that dream into a reality. Because even though that's my general desire, I'm not driven very much by what I want big picture. My FI is so weak that I'm kind of stuck in a place of knowing what I want to do today, maybe, if I'm lucky. Pursuing comfort is also pursuing a dream. You just substitute one for another. I don't think anybody dreams of comfort unless they're in steady discomfort, right? Comfort's not something to attain. It's a necessary precondition for attaining things. Well, KE, I think it's fair to say that comfort's not something that's aspirational unless you are in discomfort. You know, I really think that my statement is correct that comfort is a precondition to doing anything else, not an end in itself. Obviously, you can't do anything if you're uncomfortable. That's why, like KE, when you were sick, the only thing you could do is fuck around with talking with famous people. You couldn't even go to work, and you didn't feel good. And you complained about it. That was not the time for you to be achieving your dreams. That was the time for you to be reestablishing the necessary basic comfort that is a precondition to all other work. Well, comfort can be fulfilling, but I would agree with you that just a life of endless comfort is going to be unfulfilling to anybody. So, if you're born to a billionaire and you spend your whole life just lazing around, watching TV, eating, smoking weed, whatever, and you never do anything, you're going to feel kind of unfulfilled, I suspect. Why is it a privileged view to say that comfort's a precondition to accomplishing things? I mean, if you're in pain or discomfort, you're operating at very much less than 100%. And you probably don't have energy to direct towards projects or anything because you're dealing with pain or discomfort. Man, the 49ers really need to get Deebo Samuel back for next week. I hope he's able to return. That backup receiver, McLeod, he didn't seem to do a very good job last night. But although he did make a couple of catches. All right. Katie, I've already watched you eat so much this morning. Why do I have to always watch you eat all the time? Can you just chill out for a second? Let me pull up the stream on the screen so I don't have to put on my glasses. Now, this is a pre-game live stream. I do plan on watching the football game once it comes on at noon, although it's conceivable that I would start it late so I have some time saved up. Just fast forward through commercials. Yes, and you have it now. Is that accurate? What now? Right. I have all the comfort I can possibly want right now, and for the indefinite future. And what have I found with just comfort and indulgence? I feel like a lack of purpose, a lack of directionality, a need to accomplish something. So I'm living everybody's dream right now, right? I don't have to work. I have a beautiful house in the mountains, beautiful wife, 2 cats, one of whom is a fucking pain in the ass. You know, I've got a little wilderness car. The thing is, what I forgot somehow in the process of doing all this moving and stuff is that I don't like to go outside, really. You know, I do like being in the mountains. I'm glad we got the little wilderness car, but we never use it. We're not like outdoorsy people. We just chill inside the house, watch TV, whatever. You know, it's like, I envision when we moved here that I'd be going fishing all the time. I've gone fishing like 2 or 3 times as well. I thought about going fishing this morning, but I ended up fucking around with the guitar for a while instead. I am not saying Diana, one should pursue comfort, but that pursuing comfort is also a legitimate aspiration. Yes, I agree it's a legitimate aspiration, Diana Days, but I don't think it's anybody's life dream in the sense that once you achieve full comfort, like I've achieved here, then, like Diana says, the next question is, well, now what, right? For me, I've got a number of answers to those questions. I know I want to start writing this cognitive function book, but I haven't actually started it yet. Look, the bottom line is Diana Days and KE, we can kind of split the difference on this one. You need a certain amount of comfort and to that extent, it's only aspirational to get you to the starting line, right? Now, at that point, if you're working 60 hours a week or whatever, as I certainly did for plenty of years, then during those periods of time, the only thing you're thinking about is your dream is, I just want to not have to work all the time, you know, be able to relax and rest and not be exhausted and not be worked to death all the time. In those contexts, obviously, your number one aspiration is to achieve financial independence so that you can get away from the grind, you know? But the real question I think Diana Days is asking is, let's say you were fully empowered to do whatever, reasonably fully empowered, you know? Well, right. Some people do manage with being homeless. And sure, plenty of people are super poor and manage to accomplish things while they're super poor. You know, I accomplished a lot more actually when I was poorer than I have since my parents died. A lot more. But the thing to note is the difference between ease and comfort, right? Comfort means that your body is fine. It's not suffering any pain or injury. You're sitting in a chair that doesn't make your back hurt. You eat when you're hungry, you drink when you're thirsty. It's not too cold or too hot. Those things are comfort, right? So if you are a homeless person and you don't have reliable expectations of comfort, then I'm sure your only aspiration, if you have any, is either, get more drugs / alcohol to help you forget the fact that you're homeless, or the aspiration is get a home, right? So I think it's consistent with what I'm saying, which is that we should frame the question as, let's assume you got super lucky like Eric and inherited money and there's a trust fund or whatever, and you don't have to work. You don't necessarily have to do anything. Now, in that context, are you satisfied is the question. And the answer is, for a while, you're probably satisfied, but you're not going to find it fulfilling. Right. Well, I aim to be great at everything I do, but that doesn't mean that I apply myself really. I aim to never do anything that's not mind-blowingly spectacular, but I very rarely hit the target, right? If ever. So the thing is, your light is in your biggest pain. This is an interesting sentence. Your light is in your biggest pain. I don't feel that way. I hate my pains. My pains are all bad memories of me failing in some fashion, being, feeling guilty, feeling embarrassed, feeling ashamed of myself, hating myself. That's all there is in my pain. There's no light there. It's just a matter of me moving beyond it far enough in time that the various memories fade. Some of them never do. Got horrible memories from childhood that periodically haunt me and make me say, I hate myself, I wish I were dead. Which I say all the time. I say it all the time. I don't mean it. I always say, I don't mean that. Like, I'm talking to God, right? Like, I hate myself. Fine, I mean that. But I wish I were dead. I don't mean that. So, God, don't listen to me when I say that. Don't grant my wish, please. Because they are riddled with the anxiety that is only with tremendous achievement. Who's riddled with anxiety? And then life chatters your life away so that you fucking do what you were supposed to do in the first place. I don't think life's particularly involved in helping me do what I'm supposed to do. Nobody's ever fully empowered. Well, okay, sure, but I don't mean I'm fully empowered. I just mean that I'm retired like people want to be, right? I'm not really retired, but I'm retired like an ESTJ would be retired, who's done an excellent job of saving their money and blah, 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 blah. Comfort is life, the rest is fluff. KE, I know that you find this incredibly insightful and powerful truth speaking comfortable, but mostly what it is is inspired, intuitive genius, the value of which vastly outstrips the comfort you take in hearing this genius. Do I think hating myself is healthy and natural? Um, I don't think it's healthy. I think it's natural for me. Um, because I don't expect myself to be perfect, but um, I don't know what else to do with knowing that I've been a bad person before. You know, I don't know what to do about the fact that I've been cruel before and have to live with that forever. Can you pray to Jesus? Yeah, I pray to Jesus like every night, pretty much. Not exactly every night, but most nights. You got to forgive yourself. Well, but see, that seems so cheap, right? Shouldn't I seek the forgiveness of the people I wronged? But of course, how am I going to even find somebody I teased when I was in elementary school? I mean, it was a long time ago, maybe. I was cruel on some occasions in childhood, maybe a little bit in adolescence, but equally painful are thoughts of where I wasn't cruel, but just like wasn't a very good son for my dad when he needed me, you know. Didn't understand what he needed from me. I felt like I really let him down. I feel like I really let him down. And what can I do about that besides hate myself? It's the only just outcome. Well, for some of us, it's easier to forgive others than ourselves. But there are shit tons of people in the world who have zero capacity for objective self criticism, are extremely defensive regarding anything that might be perceived as a correction, you know. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm the exact opposite. Being an objectivist, I can't help but recognize in full the scope and scale of all my failures. What I say to my dad, I'd say, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. You deserve so much better. I did not expect this stream to get all emotional, but certain topics are unavoidably going to do that. I deserve a Christmas sweater? It's not even Christmas time. So anyway, show media, I should mention to you that I went to the post office and mailed those passport documents. I know that they didn't really deserve any beneficence from me, but I figured maybe it'd give me a few karma points or something. It's always good to do shit like that because sometimes you actually talk to all famous people. Yeah, everybody who comes here and participates in a Talking with Famous People event, thereafter is known as a famous person. Now, if you're talking about well-known celebrities, those are celebrities. I don't talk to any celebrities because I'm incredibly small time. I just never pursue even talking to celebrities. But when I originally started this channel, the idea was I was just going to interview a bunch of regular people. But I found it was incredibly difficult to find people who would let me interview them. So I didn't become that. I'm glad PayPal refunded in your favor. And the fact that eBay sided with them should not bother you at all because eBay is incredibly evil or whatever. Oh, you do? You want to be interviewed? I'll interview you. Sure. What do you want to be interviewed about? Anything in particular? Yeah. My thing about my dad, one aspect of that story is revelatory about how a lot of times life doesn't give you any great choice. So it's like I never planned to move Rachel into my dad's house. I never planned for that to happen. And it was on some level unacceptable for me to do so for sure because, you know, I needed to be giving my attention to my parents. On the other hand, if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have Rachel. Sometimes FI, you got to trade in one person's deserving interest for your own. And that's what I did. Sure, I'll interview you. You want me to interview you right now? Oh, where's the link for this? Here it is. Okay. Well, cool. Maybe it'll show up, and Rachel and I will play it. There's a link to a Google Meet room. So I'm not in the Google Meet room on my phone though. So I guess if Diana Days doesn't want to do it right now, then fuck it. We'll do it later. Tell me when you want to do it. You tell me with your mouth, and I'll write it on the calendar. Google Meet. MEAT. I see a lot of meat delivery, meat definitions, types, facts, meat grinders, vacuum sealers, and dehydrators. Reddit r/meat. The meat market in Merced closes at 8 p.m. The Meetup, a Fresno butcher shop, opens on 7 a.m. on Mondays, not open on Sundays. And Kevin and Randy's Old Fashioned Meat Market in Groveland, California, Opens 10 a.m. on Tuesday. So there you go. You? Yeah, well, you said you wanted to be interviewed, so tell me a time or day that you want it to happen. I'll move the calendar and meet. And if you want to send me your email, if you want to email me your email, I'll put it on the calendar thing, and, you know. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine too. But I would say the thing about Eric is if you say you want to do something with him, you better be ready to go because I might very well say, okay, let's do it. I'll do it all right now. And you're like, oh, I didn't think you were going to take me that seriously. And I think, well, I didn't think people said stuff like that unless they were ready to go right now. Of course, I'm aware other people are not like me. Actually, hi, Ruben R. Oh, it's with an S. Ruben R., that was a fantastic guess. Your intuition is banging. Wow. I never would have guessed that in a billion years. I just thought, it's kind of like Diana's days, but she just left off the apostrophe S. All right, well, tell me what day and time you want, Diana days. And get your goddamn Z's out of here, Ruben. There ain't no Z's in Portuguese. Just look at the word Portuguese. It has an S in it, not a Z. You also successfully intuited that I was going to end the live stream last night, which caused me to not end it for like 5 more minutes until I just was like, no, I ended it. Ruben wins. I care more about not doing what I want than proving Ruben wrong. The thing is, it's like when you say that, it's true maybe, but I don't really know it yet. So it's like, hold on. Am I like just obeying him or do I actually want to end the stream? It made me feel fine. It made me just think, like, well, never play poker with Ruben. He'd destroy me if we played poker, I'm sure. It's not difficult to read me, Oh, no, you should. You should get credit for being right when you're right, You don't say it out loud, you're never going to get credit. Like, I know it wasn't a really impressive prediction or anything, but I'm still tooting my own horn over calling it regarding Josh Allen tearing up the Steelers defense by running up the middle. If you watched any Bills games, anybody could have made that prediction, but enough somewhat about football, anybody could have made that prediction. But I was so right on it. He had this just incredibly huge run for a touchdown and another big ass run in the middle, So trust me, Ruben R., when I attain what you seem to probably attain at least 10 times as frequently as you reveal, namely knowing what's going to happen, I'm like, success, baby. Yes, I did it. Lots of times I'm wrong. I know. It's hard to believe. Eric, wrong lots of times. Well, when in making predictions, not wrong about what is or what was or what should be, I'm just wrong about what will be. It's like I'm not in the business of predicting outcomes, okay? I mean, if it's something obvious like a lockdown is going to cause inflation, yeah, well, okay, I predicted that, but anybody could have predicted that. But like I also predicted originally that there's no way they're going to cancel the NCAA basketball tournament because of this fucking, which fundamentally a cold virus. I was dead wrong. I've been predicting for a while now that silver is due to go up. I expect it to shoot up, in fact. I have no idea why silver's still between $20 and $25 an ounce, which is the same price it was when my grandmother was alive, when I was 18 years old. What the fuck is up with that, right? I mean, sure, Diana Day, I've got endless questions. I know how to interview people. You want me to interview you about psychology, human consciousness, philosophy, things like that. But, philosophy light. I'll ask about your values, whether you think those values are universal. I got a million questions for you. If you're worried about whether Eric's going to be able to come up with any questions, you're crazy. I can come up with infinite questions. Do you like pencils? There's a question. Well, do you, punk? Um, if someone were at your house and insisted that you cover all your Christmas decorations and celebrate Kwanzaa while they're there, what would you say? There's a question. How many potatoes do you think equal one pineapple in total weight? And I don't want to hear any, it depends on the size of the pineapples and the potatoes. Average size pineapple, average size potato. Don't try to pull that bullshit with me. Because, potatoes are heavier on, if you were to have a pineapple sized potato, the potato would definitely be heavier than the pineapple. But potatoes are smaller than pineapples. So you've got a real quandary on your hands. I think of questions a lot. One question I really enjoyed finding the answer to it, I researched it, was how high from on the moon could you jump off of and survive the fall? And it was a fascinating answer. So for falls up to a certain height, the damage done to you when you land is less than on Earth. But above a certain height, it's more because there's no terminal velocity on the moon because there's no atmosphere. Isn't that interesting? You think of people just going like, yeah, yeah. And you think, oh, you could just jump off a mountain on the moon. You'd be fine. No, you'd be squished like a bug. How do you feel about ordering online versus going to the store? I've never asked that question. Probably never would have thought to ask that question. But now that you've included it in my experience, I'll have it on hand, perhaps. Diana, oh, Dave wants the link again? It probably shut me out or something. Oh, I left it. That's what happened. So she does want to join? Okay, I'm putting it. truth denier. That'd be a good t-shirt, truth denier. I don't want to hear any truth from you, all right? I've got my story, and I don't want anything to interfere with it. All right, so once Diana joins here, I'll end this live stream because I want to interview her from my phone, not from the computer. But we can live stream the interview if she wants to, because Google Meet has this feature that lets you live stream on YouTube from it. I don't think I've ever used it before, but maybe I used it before one time. Which is, I'm sure, lower than Earth's by a substantial amount. But, nevertheless, due to the lack of terminal velocity, above a certain height, if you jump down, you will actually hit the ground harder than you would on Earth. Isn't that interesting? Yes, it is. It's as interesting can be. It's fine. Give her time. Take your time, Diana. Relax. Get ready or whatever. Join me when you want to. I'm just killing a little time here. You know, get there by 11:45. I'm not going to snort a line. These are the days of our lives. And I am your guiding light. What do you think the better soap opera is? Guiding Light, Young and the Restless, or Days of Our Lives? Which is the best one? Did anybody answer the question? Rue, Vi, Cad, and Nyx are all. I never answered it. I'll tell you what they all are. Well, there's an extra L I see in my all. I didn't mean to put an extra L. Sure, you could say they're three-letter words, but that's not what they have in common. Rue, Vi, Cad, and Nyx. I never really watched any of them except my grandma used to watch Days of Our Lives every day, and I sometimes watch some of that and try to ask her questions like, is that a good guy or a bad guy? And she'd answer them, and I just never could get into it. Your mom loved General Hospital. General Hospital is actually not on TV anymore. And I like the name of it though, right? General Hospital. You'd never have a hospital named that these days. General Hospital. It's like all-purpose food. I like things that are all-purpose. Gravel is all-purpose, I've discovered. At least the kind I buy is. And I've learned that flour is all-purpose. Although, I tried sprinkling flour on Israel and Palestine, but nothing happened. I intended for it to serve the purpose of causing peace in the Middle East. Next, I'm going to try just pouring all-purpose gravel. Get in a plane and just pour all-purpose gravel all over Israel and Palestine. And I'll inform the gravel that its job this time, because obviously if it's all-purpose, you got to tell it what its job is. Its job this time is to do a better job than the all-purpose flour and cause peace in the Middle East. K.E., you did come back. You left, but you did not stay gone. No, you returned. And now you are back. And we are so excited to see you and your cup. It's because she chews tobacco. As somebody indicated the other day, she's obviously spitting in the cup. So, ergo, we can conclude that she's a chewing tobacco user or a chewing tobacco chewer. Except you don't really chew chewing tobacco, do you? A pinch between the cheek and gum is all it takes to render you exciting and full of happy steaks. Ladies, leave your man at home. Why should they leave their man at home if the club is jumping? Wouldn't their man like to enjoy the club as well? I think whoever is telling the ladies to leave their man at home wants to seduce those ladies, even though they're in a relationship. And I don't think that's good. You know, it's like in that song Bottoms Up, right? The song starts with him saying, "It's Mr. Steal Your Girl." Well then, if you're telling me you're gonna try to steal my girl, that's not gonna make me like you or think you're cool. It's gonna make me think you're a shitty person. I love this song though. It's Mr. Steal Your Girl. Bottoms up, bottoms up. I was in your cup. Got a couple bottles, but a couple ain't enough. Bottoms up, bottoms up. Throw your hands up. Tell security we about to tear this club up. Bottoms up, bottoms up. Pocket full of green. Girl, you know I love the way you shake it in them jeans. Bottoms up, bottoms up. Throw your hands up. Bottoms up, bottoms up. Bottoms up, 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 up. We back up in this thing, money in my pocket. I'm like a walking bank. Tell me what you drank. Tell me what you think. If I get these bottles, we go alcohol insane. All the girls, do you hear me? All around the world, city to city. Cheers to the girls, now juice to the guys. How I got a chicken and a goose in the right. Get in the right. Move to the side, move to the bottoms up, bottoms up. I was in your cup. Got a couple bottles, but a couple ain't enough. Bottoms up, bottoms up. Throw your hands up. Tell security we about to tear this club up. Bottoms up, bottoms up. Pocket full of green. Girl, you know I love the way you shake it in them jeans. Bottoms up, bottoms up. Throw your hands up. Gotta get that Tron, gotta get that Remy, gotta get that Coke, gotta get that Henny, gotta get that margarita on the rocks. Gotta get the salt all around that rim tray. And I was like, yo, Trey, do you think you could buy me a bottle of rosé? I'm with the bad bitch. He's with his friends. I don't say hi. I say keys to the Benz, keys to the Benz, keys to the Benz. But my right, beat to the 10. I can't do all of the Nicki Minaj part. I can't do this part. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm really such a lady. I rep Young Money, you know, Slim, baby, and we doing donuts while we waving the 380. We give a lot of money to the babies out in Hayden, yelling all around the world. Do you hear me? Do you like my body? And I'm Nikki. Rest in peace to Anna Nicole Smith. Yes, my dear, you're so explosive. Say hi to Mary and Joseph. Now bottoms up and double my dosage. Bottoms up, bottoms up. I can't really do the Nicki Minaj part very well. Oh, she is? Oh, she wants to join. Admit. I expected to hear a sound. I wasn't looking at that tab, you know. I expected to hear that ding sound, and I figured I'd come when I heard it. Okay, well, let me end this live stream, and then I will be back here on my phone.